Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. We're so glad you could join us. I'm Janet Crescent.
I'm Justin Riley, and we are sitting here in the coolest barn ever at Rock and Roll Winery up in Poynette, and it's great to be here. Great to be here with you, Janet.
Thank you, Justin, and I'm enjoying this. Is my first time, and there is so much to look at here. It's way more than wine, and even their wine is special. Everything's got a special touch to it. Very authentic. Lots of repurposed things from barns.
Yep. Grapes grown in Wisconsin. I mean, this is truly a 100% Wisconsin business. They source everything from Wisconsin.
Worth the drive, definitely.
Definitely worth the drive. And every time we come here, I know this is your first time, but every time I've come here, there's something new. They've expanded something, they've added something, they've changed a space. So it's always exciting to come up here and see what they've done.
And that's what we'll be looking at today is some of their new space. They just finished it, I think, a week ago. So it is fresh off the press.
Yep, absolutely.
We're also going to meet with Brian Olson, speaking of being in the throes of winter. He's with Dale's Heating and Cooling, and we'll get some tips on what to do. Yeah,
and how to take better care of your heating system so that it works better for you in the winter time. And he's got some really good ideas. A family-owned company since 1985, and really good guy.
And tips on what to do when it's not working.
Yep. And our good friend Chris Martingilio will join us. He's always talking about self-defense rescripted. That's kind of his theme over there at Martingilio Martial Arts. It's a kind of a no-nonsense way of defending yourself. So he'll have a lot of great things to talk about. That's coming up right after the break here on Wisconsin Family, so stick with us. Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're here at the J&K Security Solutions Model Smart Home, and we're going to be talking home security with those folks later on in the show.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And we are joined now by Sensei Chris Martingilio from Martingilio Martial Arts. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We always enjoy talking with you, Chris, because you are a wealth, a compendium of knowledge.
Wow.
Big words today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the presence of a lot of knowledge, so I have to make sure that my chops are in shape here. So I understand that you do some teaching at the high school. It's not just in your dojo. You actually go out to the high schools.
I'm deep in the season right now where I go into the schools. I take over. I've done some gym classes. I've done some life skills classes.
Okay.
But we get offers to come in and teach not only self-defense, but the skills that these kids need to leave their house and go to college without having the problems that they would normally have.
Okay.
You know, because they're a little naive in school. They think that the world's a really safe place in Stoughton and Monona Grove, but then they're going to school in New York and Chicago, and we have to teach them a little bit about how to deal with that.
Outside of the bubble.
Yes, outside of the bubble.
No kidding. Are you busier now because it's a winter season, or just because they're in school?
No, just because they're in school. I do it each semester. I've been doing it actually for a long time. I think I've actually stepped foot in about every school district in Dane County right now, but Stoughton and Monona Grove are really big for me. They book me out for long sessions. It's a great class. We get 100% participation in those classes, where they struggle with that in some of the other units. And so it's a popular class for people.
Is it during the PE sessions or instead of?
Instead of.
Okay.
And so I literally take over. The teacher just, he sits in the back and we run the program. Just like our rescripted program, which we talked about before on the show. Mm-hmm. But our rescripted class is a very specific one-day, short program. This I stretch out for 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it once a week, several days a week?
Several days a week.
Wow.
Some classes I'm doing twice a week, some I'm doing 3 times a week.
Wow.
So you mentioned self-defense, but yet life skills.
Skills.
Can you give some examples?
Yeah. How many kids do we see doing this? They got their earbuds in.
How many adults do we see?
Right. And so we talk about awareness. That's a big one.
Yeah.
We talk about sexual assault. We talk about, being aware of our surroundings. Most of our self-defense is based on somebody touching us to start with, because this is where it begins. It's not a violent thing, and I don't teach violent response in those units.
Right.
It's more that awareness that once that person's making me uncomfortable, that I need to move and adjust, and
Right.
you know, where to sit in a restaurant so that you can see the door and be aware of people coming in, or those kind of things.
Can I bring up the fact that being a gal, I feel like I've always been taught to be aware of my surroundings. Do you feel like you see a difference between the boys and the girls? And
I see a big difference just in the generations. I've been teaching long enough that, I mean, we used to have Walkmans on, right? I'm that old. And, you know, you'd bop around, but you didn't pay attention to your Walkman.
But not if you were a woman. I would never walk with those.
See, now I see these kids, they're so unaware. They're like this constantly. They're just not paying attention
Even the
anymore.
girls.
Even the girls.
Wow.
And in fact, it's to the point, I swear to God, these kids are going to end up with a crook in their neck. And so this is the first thing, is put your phone away. Stand up and be aware of the people around you.
Right.
And then maybe I can avoid the situation.
Right.
And so it's more than just that piece of information that, well, here's what you do if the guy touches you. How about let's not even get there?
Right, yeah. How to stay safe.
How to stay safe,
And then you talk about de-escalation a lot, too, in
I
some
do.
classes, too.
Because, well, you know, because sometimes that stuff happens, too. How do you deal with a problem that's happening in front of you? It's not, I'm not going to ignore it and walk away.
Right.
You know, so we do have to deal with a third-party intervention there, too.
So you're starting with prevention altogether, then
Yeah.
de-escalation, and then you move on to
We
some
have
of
to do the skills,
Yeah.
And we condition the kind of responses that you would need to program so that you're not thinking about it. So we have to do the repetitive motions over and over and over again. They have a blast. It's a great unit, but by the end, I can grab any of those kids and bam, they move, and their response is fast and wonderful.
I was going to ask, I mean, you talked about how you get 100% participation.
I get 100% participation.
Whereas the teachers struggle to get, you know, maybe even half that at times.
Right.
How do the kids respond to you and to the things that you're teaching?
You know, they respond really well. You know, because I've been teaching, I identify with the kids real well. I come in with my tattoos, I look a little different. You know, and they say Karate Guy, they're expecting somebody to come in a karate suit.
Right.
And I don't. I've seen a lot of schools come in there to sell programs. That's part of their way to get new students.
Right.
I do not do that at all. I am there for the kids and the kids only. I do not need extra business at my dojo from them. And so I focus on the kids. And because they see that it's genuine, they respond well to me.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I bet that shows through right away.
It does. It is honestly a genuine concern for these kids' safety. My kids have gone to school. I've got one more left in high school. I want my kids to be safe.
Absolutely.
And I'd like all these kids to be safe.
If schools want to add this, if they haven't been in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you to do this?
Really, the best way is to get onto my website, send me an email. But, you know, I've had people call me directly at the school. I've had people come into the school. I've had teachers come in and be like, hey, did you do this? And, you know, but it's been word of mouth, really, where this has started. I got suggested by a police officer to go to Stoughton, and now I've been doing this for 7 years, I think, in that school district.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Chris Martingilio from Martingilio Martial Arts. We always enjoy talking with you.
Thanks.
You have a great day. And we'll be right back with more Wisconsin Family after this.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Janet and I have been enjoying ourselves here at Rock and Wool Winery in Poynette.
It's gorgeous here. I really recommend stopping by. Everything, I was trying to find a better word than cool, but everything's really cool.
Everything's
here.
very cool, and do not be dissuaded when you walk through the doors of the cold if you come in the wintertime, because if you go through the next set of doors, it's nice and toasty in here.
It is, and we got some heat coming right here, too.
And speaking of climate control, we are joined now by Brian Olson from Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning. Brian, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Good to have you on Wisconsin Family. First appearance on the show.
Yes.
We're looking forward to a good season with you. Talk to us, since obviously you're just kind of introducing yourself to some of our viewers, talk to us a little bit about some of the services that are offered at Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning.
We're a full-service heating and air conditioning shop. We do obviously service your furnace, your air conditioner, indoor air quality needs, replacement furnace and air conditioner, duct cleaning needs.
Duct cleaning. That's a big one. I think that's a pretty important thing because the people's air ducts are usually the thing that's cleaned the least in someone's house.
Yep.
So, yeah, and you take care of all that.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
And right now, we're obviously in the throes of Wisconsin winter. What happens, or what do you recommend when we're in a no heat situation? Sometimes that happens. I know that's happened to me.
You come home from work and the furnace is not working. It's cold in the house. First thing to do would be to check the batteries of the thermostat.
Oh, okay.
That's easy. I can do that.
That's an easy thing to do. Next thing is check the breaker in the breaker box.
Okay.
Maybe flip it off, flip it back on. You can check the vent and intake pipe outside. PVC pipes that go outside. We get snow. They get snow gets sucked in there.
You want to make sure it's cleared away from that pipe, right?
Other than that, if those don't work, give us a call.
That's your man.
Yeah. You know, I think that's happened to me at least once, where I've come home after even being away for a week and it's really cold in the house, and I look at the battery on the thermostat has died.
Yep.
That's something that you never even think could be the cause of, you know,
Right.
You need electrical power to get the heat going there. So what are some maintenance things that people can do, let's say in the fall, as they're looking towards winter, to make sure that everything is running in tip-top condition? And also, what are some of the benefits of making sure that you're maintaining your heating system before winter comes?
Properly maintained furnace is going to run more efficiently, be less troublesome for you. Couple things homeowners can do is, again, change the batteries once a year, maybe when you change your smoke detectors. You can replace your air filter. It's a once a month or once every 3 months thing.
Every 3 months, really?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Especially if you have pets, right?
Pets, yes.
Yeah,
are
okay.
prone to dirtier air filters.
I gotta go.
Hey, Janet. So changing your air filter is important for making sure that it's running more efficiently. And really, it seems to me that by taking these preventative measures that you can really maximize the efficiency, which will kind of pay for whatever money you put into making these maintenance type of things.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So saving that money can help, because filters are kind of expensive for furnaces.
You get a good one.
The ones I get are, at least. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about your company and getting a service agreement. We talked a little bit before cameras were rolling about service agreements and what they're like and what the benefit might be for someone to consider one.
Yeah, the benefit of a maintenance agreement is going to be that we're going to contact you in spring or fall to check your furnace or air conditioner. Most people don't think about their furnace or air conditioner until you get home and or get back from vacation and it's cold in the house. The other benefits are you'll get priority service. As today, it's cold outside, the list is pretty long of people that need service work. You also get discounted parts. If there's a part that needs to be replaced, we discount those parts. And you don't pay for emergency service charges, as a service call at 10 o'clock at night tends to get, from a labor perspective, could be a little expensive.
Right.
Getting Brian out of bed here.
Yeah, roll me out of bed. We charge a normal street rate for emergency service as well.
Okay, that's good. And you said that you will actually call the customer if they have those service agreements. You'll actually be the proactive one to call and say, hey, what do you need?
Yep. And what we do is spring or fall tends to be, from a heating and air conditioning guy's perspective, is a slower time of year.
Right.
So we can call and we can fill our schedule. We can help you guys out at a convenient time for you. It's a win-win situation.
I was thinking exactly the same thing, that it is a win-win, because you are slower and people aren't thinking about that. I like the idea of you helping people stay on track.
And when people call Dale's, they have a really good chance to have you come and do some of the service work, because you do a lot of that yourself.
I do most of the service work myself, yes.
Yeah. We have just a few seconds left, but give us a real quick background of how Dale's got started and how you're kind of carrying on the torch.
Dale's Heating was started in 1985 by my father, Dale. I took the business over 10 years ago, and we've been running strong, building new customers, taking care of previous customers.
And based in Verona, but you service most of the greater Dane County area.
That's correct, yes.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, if you are feeling a little bit chilly, you might want to give this guy, Brian Olson from Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning, a call. Chances are you'll be working directly with him, and he's a good guy. So thanks for coming on today, Brian. Don't go away. There's more Wisconsin Family coming up right after the break. Stick around. Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Janet and I have really been enjoying ourselves here at Rock and Wool Winery in Poynette.
Even better, we got the head cheese with us
The
now.
head cheese. Wow. This is Sean Lepasic, who is the owner and I guess founder too of Rock and Wool.
My father,
Winery.
my mother, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, welcome. Thank you for having us today again.
Great to have you.
You know, one of the things that I always love about coming up here, I think this is maybe our 4th trip up here now, is that every time we come up here, you have a new space, you've added, you've expanded. So we're in a space that really, I mean, the space existed, but it looked very different last time we were here.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the changes that you've made, and you know, tell us about where we're sitting right now.
Sure. So right now, this is a new addition we finished because last year we realized we wanted to be open throughout the winter, and the store itself got a little cramped because people want to have our homemade pizzas and drink wine there, which we love, but to also do the tastings got a little cramped. So what we did is we put this addition on, and so we have seating down here, and then we're really proud we have a beautiful balcony up there.
It is cool up there too, I gotta tell you.
And it all follows still this theme where it's meshed in with the feel of the barn. You know, we use the old boards and stuff, but yeah, we're pretty happy with it.
That's
it's
awesome.
heated all winter.
And that was in the last week or so that you finished that?
Finished it last week.
Wow.
So this man never sleeps, apparently, because you have accomplished so much. So hard to see in the shot here, but there's a spiral staircase that takes you up to that balcony area. Everything's so authentic and really neat looking. Love it. Now you mentioned that you want to be open all winter?
We're open all winter long. Yep,
Wow.
Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
That is very cool. That is very cool. And are you getting pretty good response from people even in the winter time?
It has been fantastic.
That's great.
You know, we're very lucky. We have like ladies' night on Thursdays, and so this place has kind of become a wine bar, not just a winery.
Right, and you know, people I think originally obviously knew Rock and Wool as the winery experience for the area, but it's becoming more of a wine bar as well in addition to. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, like we started with the ladies' night, and that got so popular. And we've always had like people asked if they could do bachelorette, wedding, things like that. But more and more people just, especially the ladies, say, you know what? It's my husband's turn with the kids. The ladies were coming out to Rock and Wool, and we're going to sit here and drink wine and have some pizzas. And that's just a great feeling to see people not just come and enjoy your wine, but enjoy your wine, and you get to see them do it and enjoy the space and what we've done.
Yeah.
I think the new space, the balcony, is really suited to that. The way it's set up is really nice for a group like that.
I hope so.
Very intimate, and
It
yet
stays nice and warm up there.
plus it's warmer.
It's warm up there, yeah, for sure.
You mentioned the pizza. Oh, that sounds great, by the way. What other food do you serve here?
So we've got the pizzas, which are all handmade in Sun Prairie. We're all Wisconsin. And then we have an assortment of all Wisconsin cheeses, lots of crackers, sausages, things like that.
Wine food.
Wine food, yeah.
So you can come in here and have something to eat and have a bottle of wine if you want
Sure.
to. And you have suggestions, obviously, of how some of those things can be paired.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
But, you know.
You can help guide somebody
a
like
little
me
bit, you know.
who doesn't know anything about anything. So.
Like if you have a chicken pizza, I'm going to say probably go white.
Sure.
But, you know. But I don't want to say too much. People just need to, what you like is what you like, and that's what's beautiful about wine.
Yeah, yeah. You respect people's individual tastes.
Yeah, you have to.
So, what about the holidays? I mean, holidays are just around the corner. This is probably airing maybe even during Christmas. Are you doing anything for the holidays?
We are. So we always, right after our harvest, we release some nouveau wines. Nouveau means wines that are produced from the harvest, that crop of that same year. And so this will be very fruit forward, very fun. And we also release some wines we've been aging for over a year, just kind of as a fun festive thing. We think these wines work really well with holiday meals. And this Saturday, we have Santa.
Okay.
Who happens to be my father, but he's been working on the beard from 12 to 5. He'll also be there Sunday. And then next week we'll be open Thursday and Friday for the holidays. And when we get a lot, and we always have the Santa and elves and give out presents to the kids.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's fun. So we'll, you know, hopefully the snow is not going to kill us too much right now.
Right.
But it is Wisconsin, right? We should be used to this
Well,
by now.
we have a white Christmas this year.
Yeah,
I think the last couple of years we haven't had that.
No,
and so
no,
that's kind of nice, I think. I think a lot of people, the romantics out there, enjoy having a white Christmas. So
I believe that's true.
Sean, are these some of the holiday wines
They are.
that you mentioned? And I did want to ask about the labels. I've noticed on several of your different wines, the labels seem really unique, and it's usually a photo.
So yes, and I'm glad you noticed because I put a lot of work in that. Sometimes people just taste the wine, and I love that when they like the wine, but it's like, look at the label. Yeah. So all the wines, I usually take photos of either my family or aspects of the farm here in the vineyard and the winery itself, and then try to match it with the wine I'm serving. So if I can just show, for example, Solitude, it's a picture of one of our donkeys by a very sparse dead tree.
Okay.
And it's called Solitude, so it's a donkey by itself.
Oh, that's cool.
And then if you notice, I put a caption underneath that also is supposed to catch the mood of the picture.
Lifetime in a moment.
Right.
Wow. Now see, that is so much more than just a name
Right.
on there.
Well, and Solitude, it's one grape. It's our Marquette grape we grow, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, can we taste some of this today? I mean,
I would love to,
I love
you'd never
talking
ask.
about wine, but you know,
by all means.
so this is the Solitude.
This is Solitude, and this just came out before the holidays. This is really our flagship dry red. Thank you.
There you go.
And like I said, it's 100% Marquette from our
Cheers.
property.
And cheers.
Cheers. Hey, it's so nice to have you two out here. Thank you. So, this is a steak red.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dry, nice oak, has enough weight, can
Right.
be had with steak. It really does want food. I'm a snob in that sense.
Yeah. It wants food.
So, anyway.
Very good. Very
But
good.
yeah.
So this is
That's
Solitude.
Solitude.
So, but you don't have to be in solitude to enjoy this.
No.
You can enjoy it with friends.
You
as,
can. Hopefully you do.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, if we can knock this back, I've got two more.
Okay.
If you guys
All right, I
can,
guess
is
we
you gonna be
can.
okay?
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And
What
from
we got
there,
next?
we're gonna go to Bow Hunter Reserve. That's very nice.
Classy, Janet.
So this is, we just released this. This is also a holiday. This is a sweeter style red that has nice oak to
Wait,
it.
which one? This one?
This is Bow Hunter Reserve.
Okay. All right.
And the photo is appropriate,
Yes.
once again.
Well, I first released this because a lot of women are widows, they call it, of the bow hunters. And then last but not least,
Ooh,
Definitely a sweeter wine.
which I like. I like this one quite a bit.
and then to finish up, this is what I was just doing, picking frozen apples at my cousin's, Lepasik's Orchard, best apples in the world. And so this is apple ice wine.
Apple ice wine.
So
Okay.
you pick the apples frozen, press them frozen, and then the beautiful caramel colored juice, which you take from it, you make a beautiful holiday wine.
So more than just a pretty name, Apple Ice Wine. That is a great name, and yet it's exactly what it is.
Yeah. I love that. It's just got a kind of a hint of like the sweetness of apple pie in it.
Right.
Very good.
Just the natural way it ferments, you get some real nice spice in the back end, so it works with holiday meals really well.
Well, Sean, we always enjoy coming here, and thank you for letting us sample today.
My
This
pleasure.
is Sean Lepasik, owner and founder of Rock and Wool Winery, not too far from Madison, right here in Poinette. Thanks so much for having us again.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That's
Happy
all-
holidays.
That's all you too. That's all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Every day is a new beginning.